Well, good evening, race fans, and we have made it to the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway here in Charlotte, North Carolina for round 7 of the All-Star Racing Series presented by Autocraft Paint and Body Works. As always, my name is Upstate Al, proud to bring you all tonight's actions here at the very famed racetrack, home of the World Finals in November. But tonight, on June 8th, the All-Star Racing Series is making its debut here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. These drivers are ready to put on a good show for you, like they do week in and week out. Let's take a look at tonight's information. Remember, we have double heat races coming at you. 8 laps of the distance in the heat race number 1, 12 laps in heat race number 2. Points on the line. It'll also set the starting lineup for tonight's 50-lap main event. Right now, currently 89 degrees, 2% humidity, partly cloudy skies with 30-mile-an-hour winds. As we are here on a 4/10 of a mile dirt track. Here, in the track temperature of 43 degrees. The track staying quite beautiful throughout practice session so far here tonight. Let's take a look at your current point standings presented by Autocraft Paint and Body Works, and James Braswell has the top spot locked down with 867 points. But John Darby, he has found speed lately in that Hood Up Motorsports double zero as he closes in on that front dealer. He's got a 70-point lead over Justin Holt, who rides in spot number 3. You can see where all your favorite top drivers are inside the top 18 points coming in here to tonight. Well, 20 points on the line in round number 1, 30 points on the line in round number 2, and it's all for the marbles. So who can have a clean sweep here tonight? Well, we will find out when we get ready to go racing here. So we will go racing with tonight's racing lineup here, but we'll find out what is going to happen, who's going to be on top here. We can tell you already that Justin Holt is the fastest so far in practice as we get ready to go with tonight's racing events. While they do that, we're going to step away. You're watching the All-Star Racing Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back into the race there as we paid a few bills and you get to see the track where the series will conclude in 3 weeks' time. Hard to believe this one's already on the back side of the 10-race schedule, but coming into tonight's racing action, we've had 7 different winners in 7 different weeks. Will the trend continue? Or 6 weeks. This is week 7. Will we get our 7th winner of the season? Picking up the win so far this season, Keith Hackney has a win. Justin Holt, Jacob Lassiter has a win. He picked up the season opener. John Darby, James Braswell, and last week's feature event winner, Thomas Vickers, are all in the win column. Will we get our first repeat win of the evening? Or of this season? We will find out here. I want to thank everybody for tuning on in to the Turn 3 Racing Network as we chase the 2,000 subscribers. So if you're on the YouTube side, hit that subscribe button for us. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and get notifications every time we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Networks, which we go have a lot of racing. If you are a racing fan, well, you only need to watch the Turn 3 Racing Network. We have racing 7 days a week, from the short tracks to the high banks of Daytona, to the dirt tracks, and to the road course of COTA. Everything in between, we have it here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we are proud to bring you to be your one-stop shop for all things sim racing. Practice just getting the checkered flag, and while that is in the books, we will be headed into our first heat race of the evening, and the heat races are set up by a random draw as these drivers came into the pits here tonight. Well, they had to pull a pill to find out where they will be starting here in our first heat race of the evening, which is getting ready to set up right now as we get ready to go. With heat number 1, presented by ABR Setup Shops, and this is your starting grid for heat race number 1 on the pole. The Rocket Racing Setups, car number 26, this is Sage Luther. Luther going to roll off on the front row to his outside, and his dancing partner, the driver of the number 51, the driver out of Tennessee. This is Jacob Lassiter. Jacob Lassiter up on the front row of this one. On the outs, in making his debut with the Mid-South Mafia, car number 07. This is Talon Norco. Talon Norco in car number 07. Outside of him will be car number 46. Driver out of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, the Fanatec entry. This is Sean Kastritza. Kastritza in row number 2. Starting 5th on the grid, car number 37. The driver hails from Dexter, Missouri, in the Milner Media Designs Team DTGJ entry. This is Brandon Marlowe. Brandon Marlowe will roll off in spot number 5 and shotgun on the field. The big car number 28, the John Foskey out of Dublin, Georgia, the Coleman Painting 28 Designs, car number 28, John Foskey. That is your 6-car starting grid for heat race number 1. 8 laps will be the distance. Who will come home as your race winner? We are about to find out. Pace track should be going down away. They roll down the back stretch. Pace track ducks in. Now they're in the hands of Sage Luther and Jacob Lassiter up on the front row. Our first green flag of the evening coming at you off of turn number 4. Green is up. Luther steps on the loud pedal. He'll dump the fuel into the carburetor. We are underway. Luther with a clean jump into turn number 1 over Lassiter. Lassiter on the outside. Then it's the 07 of Norco. Norco running down to the inside of the turn number 3 and 4. Lap number 1 into the books. And Luther's going to ride the momentum on the outside. But Lassiter really making it inside line look good as they work through turns 1 and 2 down the back stretch. Norco pulls up to the bumper of the 51 of Lassiter. Norco doing there, but now Lassiter trying to reel in your race leader. He is all over him like a cheap suit in the turn number 3. 26 going to dig it down low. The 26 of Luther will lead lap number 3. 8 laps of the distance in these first round of heat races as they work down the back stretch, get into the corner. Lassiter really runs the middle of the racetrack. Norco with a major push. He'll work up the racetrack. That moves Brandon Marlowe. He's up one spot. Remember, he started in the 5th position. He is looking for more, and he is digging down low. Marlowe trying to work it to the bottom of the racetrack. Luther takes the air off the backside. See, last year trying to cut down low, so we ride on board the Irish and Flea Market on board camera. Win our race leader, Sage Luther. See how close they get up to the wall. That is only going to get worse, and this track usually gets a little bit of a beating to it. Laster down to the inside. This time they'll get the white silk. 1 lap to go. An ABR Setup Shop Heat Race number 1. Down the back stretch for the final time. Luther going to hold on to it. He's going to lead it from wire to wire. Lassiter's going to come home second. Third will go to the 07 of Norco. Fourth will go to Marlowe. Foskey and Kastritza will round out your running order for heat race number 1. And Sage Luther looking very good there in heat race number 1 as we get ready to go with heat race number 2 here tonight. We should have 3 rounds in each round of heat races. So this is your heat race number 2 starting lineup, and up on the front row, big car number 00, that is John Darby. Outside of him, driver of the number 44, this is Mike Stevenson out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Starting in spot number 3 will be car number 18, Junior, your current points leader of the All-Star Racing Series. Well, he's slated to start 4th. This is James Braswell to his Inside the Hood Up Motorsports. Car number 23 out of Conway, Arkansas, with the Noel Industries TCH Truck and Auto Repair 913 Motorsports. It is Matt George. Matt George will roll off 3rd. 5th starting spot, car number 38 will be Larry Townsend in the Hood Up Motorsports entry. Number 38, Larry Townsend. And shotgun on the field, car number 20 out of Marion, Arkansas, the Mid-South Mafia, Braswell Trucking. Car number 20, this is Tyler Carter. 6 drivers, 8 laps is the distance. In the JDM Designs Heat Race number 2, you are in the need of an iRacing paint to make your cars look just as good as all these cars do here on the All-Star Racing Series. JDM Designs is your number 1 stop shop. Then get you hooked up, ready to go. Here, John Darby up on the front row. He'll smash the gas first. We're underway. George on the inside, that number 23, a new look for him. He'll move to your number 2 spot. Stevenson's going to roll the outside, 3 wide, make it almost 4 wide down the backstretch. A little bit of a hip check. Tyler Carter and the 38 of Townsend make a little bit of contact. Everybody keeps it pointed in the right direction. Meanwhile, all this happening right behind your race leader, who's checked out, said, well, boys, you fight it out back there. George in the 2nd. Now Carter from last to bidding for 3rd. There's still 3 wide back here. Townsend working the outside, Carter on the middle, and it is Stevenson working the bottom of the racetrack. Your current points leader runs in the 5th spot, getting around the outside of the 44 Stevenson. Now he'll dive it down low. Carter does as well. Contact up the racetrack will go Carter. He'll make contact with the 38 of Townsend. And Tyler Carter going to get in the outside wall, and yellow flag going to come out as the right rear quarter panel is shortened up on the Braswell Trucking car number 20. We got our first yellow flag of the evening. He'll be needing to make a call to the Autocraft Paint and Body Works to get that car straightened out. Yeah, let's take a look and see what's rewatched there. See him working the inside of Townsend to make a little bit of contact into turn number 3. And up the racetrack they go, and just a little bit more contact off of turn number 2. These boys are really fighting for every spot. Remember, points on the line here in our heat races. So these guys have to try to move up and try to finish as best as they can. Because if they don't, they are leaving points onto the on the table. So tough break there for the driver of the number 20, but he gets it pointed back in the right direction, and well, we got him stacked up, ready to go here once again. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning on in here tonight on a Tuesday evening. Hopefully you are enjoying your kickoff to the summer. We just got past Memorial Day. Hopefully you're staying safe, keeping it wheels down, as we can see you guys here on the Turn 3 Racing Network every Tuesday night through the month of June. Next week, the series heads north to the Lernerville Speedway. So that'll be an interesting task up there. No walls except down the front stretch at that racetrack. And let me tell you, from experience, I've gone and visited the school bus sail off down the back stretch. And we'll hopefully none of these drivers will next week. But we have to get through Charlotte. Darby's going to jump on the loud pedal. We're back underway. Darby going to lead it. There are 3 laps to go this time by. It'll be Darby who's led it since the green flag is dropped. Yellow flag coming out. It looks like Tyler Carter involved once again as he has taken the quick toe to pit road. Also, it looks like probably maybe just Tyler Carter having some issues here in heat race number 1. They'll get them sorted out. Let's take a look and see what happened to Tyler. See him on the restart here. They work down the back stretch. That's underneath Stevenson in turn number 2, and down the back stretch they go. Oh, a little bit of check there, and I bet you the Uke tire. Yep. The Uke tire got hungry, and well, Tyler Carter was its turtle. So Carter turtles it in turn number 3 and 4. He has to take the toe. As we come back and tell you the Carter's automobile is still down on pit road as the pace lights have gone out around the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Your current running order is John Darby up on the front road, and it'll be the number 23 of Matt George. Larry Townsend is 3rd. James Braswell 4th, and Mike Stevenson is in your 5th spot. Tyler Carter in the pits, unfortunately, as they work off the corner. Green flag is up, and we are back underway with heat race number 2. Down to the turn number 1, look at Larry Townsend. He'll go high, but crossover down the backstretch by Matt George. George to the inside. He'll hit the binders to the whole hook. The bottom of the racetrack. Townsend rolls the outside. He'll move in the second. Braswell trying to make his way towards the front as he works through the corner. That time George got out of shape. 18 lifts, gets out of the gas. They get it all pointed back, but the white flag is out. Final trip around the racetrack for the number 00 of John Darby. Darby rolls the middle of the racetrack down the back stretch. You can see the rut starting to form, and that will only get worse as the night goes on, but checkered flag is up. Darby's going to pick up the JDM Designs heat race. Number 2, Townsend in second. Braswell, George, and Stevenson will round out your cars on the lead lap. Tyler Carter will come home 6th. He'll look for a better heat race in round number 2, coming right up after heat race number 3. Third and final heat race of the evening in round number 1 is on the grid, and this is what it looks like starting up on the front row. The driver out of Texas, the car number 311, the TJ Milner Designs, number 311. This is Justin Holt. Outside of him, the Hood Up Motorsports car number 6. This is Jeff Helton. Helton will roll off on the outside of the front row. Starting on the inside of row number 2, the car number 28, the Turn 3 Racing, that All-Star Racing Autocraft Paint and Bodyworks. Car number 28, this is Blake Brown. Blake Brown in that beautifully prepared number 28. Outside of him will be the 427 of James Ferguson. Ferguson in that 427, he'll roll off 4th, and shotgun on the field will be Never Lifting Kyle Vandergriff, car number 21. I believe I got that one right. They were razzing on him today down in the pit area. So Kyle Vandergriff going to start 5th. Let's see if he can make his way to the front. 8 laps is the distance once again in heat race number 3 presented by FEG PC. Are you in the market for a new computer? Well, FEGPC.net can be your only destination. Proud sponsor of the All-Star Racing Series. Top-notch computers. As we get ready to go green flag racing, Justin Holt going to jump on the gas pedal right here in turn number 4. Green flag is up. We are underway. Down in the turn one, they got him fanning out 3 wide. Blake Brown runs the middle. Here comes Ferguson to the outside. And how about Kyle Vandergriff? Vandergriff taking down to the inside. A little bit of a hip check there. 3 wide off a corner number 4. Lap 1 going to go to Holt. Kyle Ferguson 5th to 3rd, and he is looking for more. Down the backstretch they go into turn number 3. That sun glare going to come in there as we got an onboard camera with the number 21 of Vandergriff. Let's go to that. He takes over that number 2 spot. So Vandergriff 5th to 2nd. You can see the sun glare. But that pass for 2nd is going to be negated. This yellow flag has come out. Looks like the number 427 of Ferguson. Ferguson has come to a stop here. So let's take a look and see what happened to bring out our first yellow flag of FEGPC heat race. See him working the outside of the racetrack there, down the front stretch. Oh, caught the rut wrong. And around he will go. Let's take another look here. Let's go on board. Watch the hands of the driver. That is a helpless feeling. I've been there. That's why I'm in the booth, folks. I give these drivers credit. These late models are a little bit above my pay grade. Anybody that's seen me on racetrack, well, you know that is true. I want to thank everybody out there watching, though. We got a ton of viewers out there. We appreciate each and every one of you. So don't these drivers. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you're on the YouTube or Facebook side. Let these drivers know that you are appreciating what they are doing for you so far in heat race round number 1. Double file restart coming at you. It's going to be the 30-11 or the 31 of Justin Holt up on the front row. His dancing partner now will be the 6 of Jeff Helton. Kyle Vandergriff will roll in that number 3 spot, and Blake Brown 4th is, looks like James Ferguson unable to rejoin the field currently. Green flag is up, and the FEGPC heat race number 3 is underway. Down in the turn number 1 they go. Kyle Vandergriff way down low. He'll have to hit the binders in that, but Jeff Hilton, they all have to hit the hooks in the turn number 3. Holt still leads away. 4 laps to go. The cross flags are out for round number 1, heat race number 3. Helton down to the inside. Vandergriff ripping the lip now. Helton's going to come back to the inside. Helton runs gets into the slick. He'll lose a little bit of momentum off of turn number 4. Great battle for spot number 2. Blake Brown runs 4th as Ferguson is out of this one. This time off of turn number 4. It'll be 2 to go here. The popsicle sticks are up for Justin Holt. Holt doing a great job in that number 31. Doing a great job wheeling this car. As the white flag will fly as they zoom underneath the flag change Charlotte Motor Speedway. Holt shows the way down the back stretch for the final time. Through turns 3 and 4. Heat race number 3. It belongs to Justin Holt. Great battle for second at the line. It's going to be Vandergriff, Helton, Brown, and Ferguson will round out your order in heat race number 3. And just like that, we are going to go into our round number 2, heat race number 4 of the evening coming at you. And this is your starting lineup. Starting on the front row will be car number 26. He picked up the heat race win in round number 1. In heat race number 1, this is Sage Luther. Jacob Lassiter in car number 51 will roll off in at number 2 spot in the car number 51. Talon Norco in car number 07 will roll off. Third outside of him will be the 37 of Brandon Marlowe. John Foskey in car number 28 will start shotgun. 5 cars, 12 laps is the distance coming at you for round number 2. Who's your money going to be on out there for this heat race, folks? This is going to be, I believe, for the pole for tonight's 50 lap feature event coming at you in just a moment. After round number 2 completes, field getting showed the white flag furled up. That means 1 to go. And that means we'll be under speed here next time by off of turn number 4. Fields creeps through turns 3 and 4. Luther will set the pace. He'll jump on the gas pedal. And we are underway with ABR Setup Shop heat race number 4. In the turn number 1 they go. The 07 and Norco runs the bottom of the racetrack. He's trying to make some hay down there as Luther rips the lip down in the corner. A little bit of electrical issues there for the 07. Oh, a little bit of a warp. And around he will go, collecting Marlowe. Big wreck on the front stretch as you saw the warping issue. The 07 and Norco disappearing in turn number 3. Comes up and was inside the 51 of Lassiter's automobile. And in that sent him around. You see the rear end is knocked out of the 07. Here's the yellow flag is out for the first time here in round number 2. See him working the bottom of the racetrack down here into the corner. And he just disappears there. Comes in and Lassiter already on the gas. I do not believe Lassiter even knew he was there just based on the blinking situation. Let's go on board with the number 51 of Lassiter. Disappears there and around he will go. I don't believe Lassiter could have done anything different to stay off of him, but they are able to get that 07 fixed. Quick work down in the pit area, so he'll get back on the racetrack. Same with the 28 of John Foskey. So Luther and Lassiter up on the front row. We wonder if that contact caused any damage to that number 51. Green flag is up. We're back underway, and Luther steady on the gas. Back to the top. He'll go in the turn number 1. He'll hit the wall. That allows Lassiter to reel him back in. The 37 of Marlowe down low. The 07 of Norco working the outside of the racetrack. 2 distinct grooves so far as they work down the front stretch. Top 2 nose to tail. Then it is a good side-by-side battle back there for the 3rd spot. As Marlowe works the bottom of the racetrack. Norco up top. That time Luther ran the middle of the racetrack, and that allows the 51 of Lassiter to close in on him. Now Lassiter to the outside wall. The 07 of Norco has to hit the hooks. He'll move to the bottom. Lassiter in trouble. He is dropping back to 4th. Jacob Lassiter headed in the wrong direction off the turn number 4. He'll hold the 3rd, but back in the outside wall he goes again, and he is back to 5th. So very fast driver having some struggles. This shows how difficult this Charlotte Motor Speedway is now Marlowe under fire from John Foskey. John Foskey trying to find a way. That's the battle for the 3rd spot. Lassiter works the bottom of the racetrack. Norco is in your number 2 spot, and he is closing in on your race leader. Talon Norco, his debut race with the series, runs in spot number 2, and he is closing in as we go on board with the Sim Motion onboard camera. Both of them get the outside. Well, that opens the inside line, but no one was close enough to make a move for second. Foskey and Marlowe battling it out. Slide job in the turn number 4 up across racetrack. Marlowe tries to cut it underneath them in the turn number 1. Marlowe works the bottom of the racetrack. Lassiter runs the slide job, gets to the middle of the racetrack. That car must be wounded. This time by 3 laps to go in heat race number 4, presented by ABR Setup Shops. Up front, Sage Luther on cruise control. Now 1 second gap over the 07 in Norco with just 2 laps to go. Everybody doing a great job here. Foskey runs in spot number 3. Marlowe is 4th, and Jacob Lassiter doing all he can, trying to get back to the front. And the final lap, Sage Luther leads them through turns 1 and 2 and down the back stretch for the final time in heat race number 4. Off a turn 4 they will come. The 26 heat race number 1. He will pick up heat race number 4. Sage Luther looking for the clean sweep here tonight. Coming home in second, Norco, Foskey, Marlowe, and Lassiter rounding out your heat race number 4. And just like that, heat race number 5 going to get put up onto the racetrack. And this is what your starting lineup. 6 cars deep will be the grid. And this is your starting lineup presented by FEG PC for heat race number 5. Starting up on the front row, car number 00, the driver out of Drummond, Tennessee, the Hood Up Motorsports Rocket JDM Designs. Car number 00. This is John Darby. John Darby will start on the pole. Outside of him, the driver of the number 38 out of Van Buren, Arkansas, in the Rocket Setup Shop. Car number 38, Larry Townsend. Your current points leader coming into tonight's racing action, the number 18 junior, James Braswell, the Braswell Trucking. Car number 18 junior will start third. Outside of him, car number 23 out of Conway, Arkansas, the Noel Industries TCH Truck and Auto Repair. Car number 23, this is Matt George. And starting 5th on the grid, car number 44, this is Mike Stevenson. Car number 44, the driver out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. In shotgun on the field, car number 46 out of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. This is Sean Kostritza. Six cars, 12 laps is your distance. This will start, I believe, the outside of the front row. Pace truck down and away. We're going to go green flag racing this time for heat race number 5, presented by FEGPC.net. Green flag is up. Darby was ready to go. We are underway. 12 laps is the distance. Brazo works to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll get a little bit tight. Almost contact there. George going to drive back by him on the outside of the turn number 3. Lap 1 going to go on the blitz. John Darby looking to sweep the heat races as well to give himself a great starting spot for tonight's feature event. Track starting to go through some major changes. They work down the backstretch. We go high above with the Autocraft Paint and Body Works onboard camera. You see him working 3 wide, that time off turn number 4. Everybody doing a great job, but the battle is for your number 2 spot. Braswell working underneath the 38 of Townsend. Down low, up the racetrack, slide job, crossover off of turn number 4. Can Townsend get the power down? Not yet, as now Braswell looks to chase down your race leader of John Darby. Matt George runs fourth, and it's a great battle back here for the 5th spot. Kostritza has it. Mike Stevenson working the bottom of the racetrack. That bottom getting awfully close to that inside tube tires, and those boys get hungry. Watch out. John Darby still showing the way as we go on board and watch the driver win. 18 of Braswell trying to close in on the number 00. Darby can't quite do anything with him that time. 6 laps are in, 6 laps are to go in this 12-lap contest. Darby showing away in the turn number 3. It'll be Braswell works the bottom of the racetrack. Braswell doing a good job trying to close the gap, but he loses the momentum off the corner. Townsend runs there in the 3rd spot, trying to close in on your top 2. Matt George with a nice run back in the 4th spot. Patricia and Stevenson rounding out your running order here with just 4 laps to go. Darby rolls the outside of the racetrack, doing a great job keeping the tires in the moisture. A lot of throttle control at this point in the race. You can see where the track is a little bit brown. That is the moisture, but where it's slick and black there on entry, there is hardly any grip there. So these drivers working with the suspension, open setups underneath these late models here this season for the All-Star Racing Series. They can change everything underneath the sun on these race cars to make them better, to put on a great show for you. This time the white flag will fly. Final trip around in the FEGPC heat race number 5. It is John Darby showing the way. It'll be Braswell in spot number 2. 3rd is Townsend, but off of turn number 4. With a sweep of the heat races, John Darby will win heat race number 5. Braswell will come home 2nd. Townsend, George Kostritza, and Stevenson will round out your running order for heat race number 5. And just like that, we will be heading into heat race number 6, our 6th and final qualifying event of the evening. Well, we got a moment. We want to thank everybody for tuning on in. If you have not done yet, we are chasing 2,000 subscriptions, and you can help us out. Hit that subscribe button. Let these drivers know by hitting the thumbs up that you appreciate what they are doing for you out there on the racetrack. That is how they know that you appreciate what they are doing as we bring you tonight's racing action in heat race number 6, already rolling up on the front row. The driver of the car number 31 out of White Oak, Texas, in the DTJ Milner Designs, it is Justin Holt. Starting to his outside, this driver started 5th in heat race number 3. He will now start on the outside of the front row. The Mid-South Mafia entry, the number 21, this is Kyle Vandergriff. Jeff Helton will roll off 3rd to his outside. His teammate, the boss man of the All-Star Racing Series, it is Blake Brown in car number 28. Starting 5th on the field, car number 427, Jeff Ferguson. And the number 20, Tyler Carter. Carter trying to move up into the rankings here tonight. Had a tough go of it in heat race number 3, but heat race number 6 getting ready to go, and it is brought to you by Sim Motion. Sim Motion, your one-stop shop for sim rigs, chassis, pedals, wheels, and anything to do with sim racing. Find out more by going to us.sim-motion.com. Green flag is up. We're underway. Jeff Helton had a little bit of electrical moment there, but everybody taking the green flag down to the turn number 1. Contact between Ferguson and the number 6 of Helton. Both of them get pointed in the right direction. We stay green. That helps out Tyler Carter as Carter now moves into that number 3 spot after starting 6th. He's got the 28 of Brown chasing him into turn number 1. Vandergriff runs 2nd with Justin Holt out front trying to make a sweep of it. That could be the trend of the evening. Already 2 laps are in, 10 to go here. Tyler Carter now going to battle with his teammate underneath the number 21 of Vandergriff. Brown runs in spot number 2. Looks like he'll picked up a push there up the racetrack, able to keep it out of the outside retaining wall. As Tyler Carter will give it a little bit of a kiss in turn number 1. Up front, though, Justin Holt shows the way. Tyler Vandergriff runs in spot number 2. 3rd is Carter. Blake Brown is 4th. He's starting to reel in these guys. There's a great battle back here for 5th between the 427 of Ferguson and Jeff Helton in car number 6. Everybody doing a great job working around the racetrack. Helton's going to try to crossover move underneath the 427 of Ferguson. He has to hit the brakes. He'll get a little bit sideways to stay out the side of him. Great drive in there to stay off of each other. They definitely could have had some contact down in turn number 1, but the driver of the 6 of Helton electing to hit the brakes, breaking his momentum. Well, and that will give him some time to catch up here. 6 are in, 6 laps to go, make it 5 to go at the line for Justin Holt, who is on cruise control. Holt on the front of this one, 2.2 second lead over the number 20 of Carter. So Holt doing a good job here. Kyle Vandergrift runs in spot number 2 as they work down the backstretch. Carter's 3rd. Everybody kind of settling in here. Kind of got what you got. They will have time to work down the backstretch. Carter is in the number 3 spot. The number 28 Brown runs 4th. 5th is Ferguson, and Jeff Helton having some electrical issues out on the racetrack. Off of turn number 4, it'll be the white flag as they work down the front stretch. Final trip in Sim Motion Heat Race number 6. Holt works the backstretch. Carter is 2nd. It'll be where they finish. Holt off of turn number 4. He will pick up the heat race win. The battle for 2nd shaping up. Carter's going to get it. Vandergrift will come home 3rd. Brown 4th. 5th will go to Ferguson. And rounding out your field will be the number 6 of Jeff Helton. And just like that, track crew will be out and they are going to a quick warm-up session. And while they do that, we got some bills to pay here. So great job here by all of our racers for our qualification. Only thing left, the 50-lap main event here tonight for the All-Star Racing Series, being brought to you by Autocraft Paint and Body Works out of Arkansas here. Autocraft Paint and Body Works, full-service auto collision shop located in Brooklyn, Arkansas. If you've been in that fender bender and need that car to look like it is brand spanking new off the showroom, Autocraft Paint and Body Works is the place to go. You can find out more information at www.autocraftnea.com. ABR Setup Shop, full service setup shop, weekly for your weekly officials, custom individual setups, and individual coaching by the world champion himself, Alex Bergeron and crew. ABRSetupShop.com. JDM Designs. You want your car to look like the cars out here on the racetrack here tonight? You have to look up JDM Designs. They can get your car wrapped and looking special on the racetrack, being a showstopper and a crowd pleaser. FEGPC, front to back warranty on every part as well as free labor. A true everything is covered warranty by the guys at the Ford Entertainment Group. If you need your sim racing or sim flight game machines, they have built over 4,500 PCs and climbing. They are who you need to look up. Sim Motion, your one-stop shop for sim rings, chassis, pedals, wheels, and anything to do with sim racing. It's Sim Motion. And for all your inside sim racing news, it's at Inside Sim Racing TV at isrtv.com. Just like that, they have finished up tonight's feature warm-ups, and now that means it is time to set the starting grid for tonight's 50-lap main event. This is your starting lineup. Starting up on the front row, car on the pole. He won both of his heat races. Car number 26. This is Sage Luther. Sage Luther in car number 26 going to start on the front row. His dancing partner will be car number 00. This is John Darby. Starting on the inside of row number 2 will be the 331 of Justin Holt. Outside of him, the newcomer, the rookie, Tally Norco in car number 07. Rolling off in the 5th position, your current points leader headed into tonight's racing action, James Braswell Jr. in car number 18. Outside of him, his teammate in the Braswell truck in car number 28 is Tyler Carter. Rolling off 7th on tonight's grid will be car number 28. That is John Foskey. Outside of him, the driver of the 38, the Hood Up Motorsports entry of Larry Townsend. Kyle Vandergriff will roll off in spot number 9. And the outside of him will be car number 37. That is Brandon Marlowe. Starting 11th on the field will be car number 23. It is Matt George, and outside of him, the driver out of Arkansas, it is Blake Brown. Jacob Lassiter in car number 51 will roll off in spot 13. Sean Kostritza will roll off 14th, and shotgun on the field will be the number 427 of James Ferguson. That is your starting lineup here tonight. 15 cars, 50 laps is the distance. Feature time is ready to go with the full fendered warriors of the All-Star Racing Series. Green is up and we are underway, and it is Sage Luther on the gas pedal first. Down here in the turn number 1, they are already 3 wide in the corner number 1. Back here, John Darby works the outside. He's got Holt on the middle, and on the very bottom was the 18 of Braswell. Everybody still fighting for position off of turn number 2, and it'll be Luther leading lap number 1. Braswell with a crossover, but John Darby going to cross him back underneath him, but down the backstretch. Darby going to go from 3rd to 2nd as he washes up the racetrack. Not quite a slide job as Holt will move around the outside. Down into the current number 1 they go, still 2 by 2 all the way through the field. Larry Townsend back here in a dogfight with Kyle Vandergriff and the 28 of Foskey. Jacob Lassiter works the bottom of the racetrack in that number 51 down where the moisture is. You see that car really getting up on the right rear. He has got some grip down there. 3 wide down the backstretch. Here's Norco in the number 07. Everybody doing a good job. Still 3 wide down here. Brandon Marlowe in that battle. He'll now go to the bottom of the racetrack. A little bit back deeper is Matt George and Sean Kostritza do battle. Is now George in the outside wall. Matt George hard in the outside wall. He'll get it pointed back in the right direction. He'll get it back to speed with tough break for the driver, the number 23 of George. Up front, Luther still leads as the 31 of Holt starts to close in. Sage Luther trying to become our 7th different winner of the season. Justin Holt wants to become our 1st. The repeat winner, John Darby, also looking to add his name to that list as your Sage Luther under fire down the backstretch. Luther works the bottom of the racetrack, kind of the middle, washes up the racetrack. Holt goes in a little bit high as yellow flag number 1 gonna come out as Tyler Norco was involved in an incident here, bringing out our first yellow flag here on lap number 7. Let's take a look and see what happened to the pilot of the 07. Of Norco as he's going to head it down pit road. See him working down on the outside of Brandon Marlowe into the corner. Touches the outside wall. Oh, Kyle Vandergriff was in trouble off the corner. That stacked them all up. Let's take and see what happened to Vandergrift. Working the outside of the number 51 of Lassiter into the corner. Tyler Carter also, Carter got loose in contact between himself and Vandergrift. And then that sent the 0-7 up there as well. So 3-car incident, bringing out our first yellow flag of the evening as we come back to live pictures. Tough break for Jeff Helton checking in with us on the Facebook. Jeff, we hate to see that you're not out there with her, but we understand that some technical difficulties with your number 6 here tonight. We know we'll see you back in action in 1 week's time, but we hate it for you, buddy. You were putting on a good show for us, and we appreciate that. Pace truck down and away. The 26 of Luther going to jump on the loud pedal first. They'll put lap 8 into the books, working lap number 9 at the line. John Darby was ready. He'll go under an attack underneath the 31 of Justin Holt. Side by side back there for spot number 2. Now Braswell working with the 20 of Tyler Carter, as that's the battle for the 4th spot. Lassiter started deep in this field already up to your number 7 position. Looking to crack the top 5. 20 of Carter gets a little bit looser. Lassiter down low. 3 wide down the back stretch. Lassiter working the bottom. They're going to try to make it 4 wide. Are they crazy enough to do so? They are. They settle it out 2 by 2 though. And this is turn number 1. Lassiter, the only driver working the bottom of the racetrack and making it work so far in this early stages of the 50-lap main event. Tyler Carter up the racetrack. Meanwhile, up in the front of this one, Sage Luther has his hands full as we look out in the back. The Irish Flea Market on board camera. You see Justin Holt all over the back bumper. Don't look down. Darby working the bottom of the racetrack. Bid for your race lead this time. Down the front stretch they come. Holt took a peek to the inside. Luther right back to the outside. Darby down low. Yellow flag. Number 2 flying. It looks like the number 427 of James Ferguson has gone around in turn number 3. That'll bring out our second yellow flag of the evening. Let's see, I see James Ferguson working underneath the number 28 of Foskey. Down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Gets it down low, and oh boy, the Uke tire took a bite out of that Warrior chassis, number 427. Shortened the front end up on that bull boy. So Ferguson able to get down to the crew doing a masterful job getting that car all fixed up on pit road, but he'll have to tag at the back of the field here. Sage Luther has led it since the green flag has dropped. Long ways to go. You see him down there cooling off those tires. Holt will start on the outside of him. Then it will be the number 00, John Darby. Then Mr. Consistency, the number 18, your current points leader, headed into the night. He'll restart 4th. Row number 3 looks like this. The number 38 of Townsend and Tyler Carter to his outside. And it is the number 51 of Lassiter, Vandergrift, Marlowe, and Norco, your top 10. Sage Luther sets the pace through turns 3 and 4. He'll jump on the gas pedal. Nice start down the front stretch. To the corner they go. Luther working the outside of the racetrack. Here comes the bid for second. John Darby down to the inside. Underneath the 00 of Holt. Darby works the inside as Holt rips the lip through turns 1 and 2. Darby really finding something down there. Him and the 51. 3 wide battle for your race lead. Down to the turn number 1. Slide job coming. Holt up the racetrack. Will Luther be able to do the crossover? He cannot. New race leader on lap number 16. Back to the bottom. Here comes Luther up the racetrack trying to throw the slide job. Couldn't quite make it stick. Is there's 2x2 for your top 4 spots. Down here through turns 1, 3, and 4. It'll be Justin Holt with your race lead. States Luther trying to pedal as fast as he can to get back around the 31. His business starting to pick up. His crack in the top 5 for the first time here tonight is the 51 of Lassiter. Lassiter unable to run last week's feature event. Side-by-side battle. This is the battle for 4th as Lassiter starting to pick his way up through. The bottom of the racetrack might be starting to come in. Holt still runs the outside of the racetrack with Luther as they both hold off the advances of the 00 at Darby. We go on board the inside Sim Racing onboard camera. Listen to the throttle work for just a moment of John Darby. Just like that, yellow flag coming back out onto the racetrack for the 3rd time here tonight. Multiple cars involved, including James Ferguson, Blake Brown. Those are the 2 cars involved. Let's see what happened. Ferguson working the bottom of the racetrack into turn number 3. Down low, off the corner. Oh, they just make contact, and both of them hooked hard into the outside wall. Ferguson upside down. Let's go on board. Onboard camera with Blake Brown. Ferguson down low. They just make contact up the corner and hard contact for the outside retaining wall. Word on the front stretch is Ferguson is okay, but a horrendous accident will probably most likely sideline the 427 for the remainder of this event. So a tough break here for the 427 as he sits down on there. You see the front end mangled driver out of the race car doing some repairs to that 427 down here on pit road. Pace truck down to the way. Justin Holt will show him to the green flag. Luther, Lassiter, your top 3. John Darby 4th. Green flag is up. We're back underway. Three wide action down in the turn number 1. It is Tyler Carter stuck in the middle of that. Hornet's Nest back here behind the 18 of Braswell. Larry Townsend with a run down to the inside of underneath Braswell. Off a corner number 4. Braswell now shuffled back to 6 spots. They are still 3 wide and hanging up there. Handsome is 1 car upside down in turn number 1, and that's going to bring out our yellow flag for the 4th time, just shy of the halfway point here. That was the 427 of Ferguson. So yellow flag coming out here, and while we got a moment, we're going to step away and take a break. We'll be right back after a quick word from one of our sponsors.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
bowling brings people together.
Right down the middle. You got it. Uh-oh. Good job.
See what you can do, man.
Wait.
That's a strike right there.
Connect with family and friends. Go bowling.
Welcome back to the All-Star Racing Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Green flag is back out. Justin Holt is able to go. Bobble there by John Darby. It's going to cost him a couple spots down here in the turn number 1. 3 wide behind him is Larry Townsend and Brandon Marlowe exchange pleasantries through turns 1 and 2. Braswell now works underneath the 51 of Lassiter. A little bit of contact there, but he keeps it pointed in the right direction. 25 are in, 25 laps to go as Barney the flagman gives him the halfway sign. Still 3 wide off of turn number 2. Jacob Lassiter, your hard charger of the race, up 10 spots currently as he works his way into the 3rd position looking for more. Sage Luther trying to work the bottom of the racetrack. Lassiter up to the outside. John Darby still has not given up on running the bottom side of the racetrack. Darby doing a good job down here on the bottom of the racetrack. Now Luther has fallen into the clutches of the 51 of Lassiter. Lassiter trying to make a move as he's under fire now from the 18 of Braswell. Rode on board the 51 of Lassiter who went down in the corner number 1 and 2. You see the battle back here for the 4th spot. Braswell has it. John Darby trying to claw back on the bottom of the racetrack. Track going through some transitions and the ruts are starting to become plenty of a hassle for your drivers out there. You can see the cars really rocking and diving down the backstretch. See them right there? That really upsets these cars, and if you're not good on the wheel, it will really take you for a ride as they work off turn number 3. Good battle here. Darby down to the inside. Now they'll cross it up. Darby thought about going high. Now go back low. Then Braswell up the racetrack. Drag race down the backstretch. Into turn number 3 they come. Darby works the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Now links to 18 roll out of the throttle. No harm, no foul. Everybody keeps it pointed in the right direction. Your top 5 is Holt, Luther, Lassiter, Darby, Braswell. Larry Townsend trying to make it inside the top 5. He runs in 6th. Good battle back here though. Tyler Carter works the outside racetrack. Brandon Marlowe down low. Here comes Norco on the bottom as well. Good 4-car battle as Foskey makes his presence known in car number 28. Right behind them in spot 11 is the 21 of Kyle Vandergriff. Matt George, Blake Brown, and Sean Stritza round out your running order. As Matt George has had some issues down here in turn number 1 and he faces it in the wrong direction. As your race leaders will come in their yellow flag coming out as George sits facing southbound in a northbound lane. He'll get it pointed in the right direction. We caught the tail end of that, so let's see what brought out our 5th yellow flag of the evening. Blake Brown and the number 23 of George. Oh, George just crossed the outside of the wall as he was battling with Blake Brown. And up and over, sticks the landing. And with the Olympics about a month away, the Russian judges are here to say that that was a 6.5 rating on the landing. George will back along to the backside of the field, and Justin Holt trying to become our first repeat winner. After 6 weeks, we've had 6 different winners. Holt picking up the win at the Knoxville Raceway. Sage Luther looking for his first career win with the All-Star Racing Series. Jacob Lassiter picked up the season opener at Cedar Lake. John Darby picked up the win just a few weeks ago. He runs in fourth. The Volusia winner, the 18 of Braswell, runs fifth. Sixth is the number 38 of Larry Townsend. Seventh will be Tyler Carter is eighth. The 37 of Marlowe is seventh. Narco and Foskey rounding out your top 10. Green flag getting ready to come back out off of turn number 4. Green is up. We're back underway. Holt right back to the outside of the racetrack. Now the 51 of Lassiter down low. Can he make a move on Sage Luther to move into the number 2 spot? Lassiter throws it in deep, but here comes Darby running in the middle of the racetrack. 2 cars, 3 cars making contact at the back of the field. Big trouble off of turn number 4. 1 car up and over. That was the 21 of Vandergriff as he heads straight to the pits. So a tough break for the driver of the number 21 of Kyle Vandergriff. His yellow flag will come out. Let's take a look there. We saw the contact right there in front. We go high above. Vandergriff comes down, gets into the 37 of Marlowe, and that upsets his car, and up and over. He will go off the 07 of Norco. Norco nowhere to go as the 21 of Vandergriff just slid down in front of him. So a tough break for the driver of the number 21 out of Marion, Arkansas. He gets it pointed though in the right direction. The field will double him up behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck here. Being told that is driven by Rex Carswell. Hopefully he does not put that pace truck into a Uke tire. I want to thank everybody once again for watching. If you have not done so, we are chasing to our 2,000th subscription on the YouTube side. If you can hit that subscribe button on YouTube, you'll get notifications every time that the All-Star Racing Series goes live. We have racing 7 days a week, multiple races a night here on the network. We are your one-stop shop for all sim racing here. It is the Turn 3 Racing Network. Green flag is up. We're back underway with 12 laps remaining. Can Justin Holt hold off the field? Sage Luther with a great run. 1 car sideways. Larry Townsend, he'll make contact with the 28 of Blake Brown, and up and over they will go. Matt George involved here in turn number 2. So not getting up to speed here on his restart. Townsend, not sure if he had help or not. Gone around and collects the 23 of George. Heavy contact with the 28. Of Brown as well. Truck looking for, see if they have it, and they say they do. So let's take a look and see what happens to the 38 of Townsend. Oh, the looks like the 18 of Braswell just got a little bit too hot, got in the left rear quarter panel. And that sends the 38 of Townsend. Let's watch it one more time with the driver. See the contact get around, he will go, and it's hard contact. Up and over our onboard camera, surviving that one. So George stays out, Townsend as well. Blake Brown had to come down pit road to fix the left front quarter on that automobile. No laps complete in the rule book. It'll go to a single file restart. Be 11 to go when the green flag drops. Can Holt hold off Luther? Lassiter ready to go. He'll almost get to the inside. Has to be single file to the start finish line. Nice jump for the 31 of Holt. Luther closes in on the backside of him, down the backstretch. John Darby rips the outside as he'll go to battle. 3 wide for spot number 2. John Darby works the middle of the racetrack. Lassiter down low. This is the battle for second. Three-way battle is now as Luther will start to draw away from them as Lassiter and Darby do battle in the turn number 3. Darby down low, can't quite clear the 26 of Luther. Justin Holt loving to see this in his rear view mirror as these 3 guys do battle, trying to make something happen. Lassiter working the bottom of the racetrack. He'll take away the second spot for the time being. Contact Darby and Luther off of turn number 4. Everybody keeps it pointing in the right direction. Luther works the outside of the racetrack. Here comes Lassiter down low. John Darby still works the middle. And through turns 1 and 2 they come. It'll still be a 3-wide battle. Slight contact. The time you see the 0-0 get out of shape, he has to reel it back in. Still 3 wide. This track becoming very racy in the later stages of this 50-lap feature event. Holt works the outside, still holds on to your race lead as everybody's trying to scramble for the grip out on the racetrack. It's the 51 of Lassiter, works the bottom. Saves Luther starting to close in on Justin Holt. Can he get by with 5 laps to go? Barney the flagman gives him the high 5 sign with 5 laps to go up the 4/10 mile of the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Down the backstretch they come. Holt still showing Lassiter mounting another charge at the 26 of Luther. Off the corner, Lassiter dead even at drag race in the turn number 1. Do they have something for him on the bottom of the racetrack? Luther kisses the outside wall. That gives the number 2 spot to the 51 of Lassiter. Can Lassiter close in on your race leader with 3 laps to go? 8/10 of a second is the gap. Jacob Lassiter trying to close in on your race leader. Off of turn number 4, 2 laps to go. The melted popsicle sticks are shown. Holt does not want to see a yellow flag come out now. Lassiter has gone to the outside bed while Luther and Darby do battle. Braswell rounding out your top 5. Off of turn number 4, the white flag will fly for the number 31 of Holt as he looks to pick up his 2nd win of the season. Down the backstretch, he's got to make it through the ruts into turn number 3. For the final time, off of turn number 4, it'll be Justin Holt becoming our first repeat winner. Lassiter will come home 2nd, Darby in 3rd, Braswell, Luther, Foskey, Marlowe, Carter, Norco, and Vandergrift running out your top 5. Blake Brown will come back to finish 11th. Kostritza, George, Townsend, and Ferguson out early in this one. And just like that, our feature event is over. 50 laps in the book as your top 3 line up here on the front stretch. And as they do that, we will be right back for the Autocraft Paint and Body Works post-race show right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR, to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, where tonight's feature event for the Autocraft Paint and Body Works All-Star Racing Series has just finished up here tonight. And just like that, race number 7, and we got our first time repeat winner of the season here with us. And Justin, that looked like it was a task out there. You had a great battle with the 26 of Luther. How'd you get that pass done on him for the race lead? And how worried were you about the 51 of Lassiter and Darby, who were coming pretty quick at the end of this one?
Man, Sage, I mean, he was running a hell of a race. He's fast. I think he got into the wall, and I got a good run on him and was able to do a slide job. That's the only reason I was able to get by him. He's fast. He's hard to pass. So I appreciate him racing me clean. It was a hell of a race. And there at the end, I don't know, as long as I hit my marks, I knew they wasn't catching me. Just trying to stay off that damn wall in turns 1 and 2 is the tough part.
It looked pretty treacherous. We saw Luther, he would draw up to you, and then he'd catch that outside wall, and it really would suck the front end around. Let's talk about how treacherous this track was. We saw the track start to develop some ruts down the back stretch, and I was talking in the broadcast about how much that really affects your wheel input as you go over those bumps.
Oh yeah, it's pretty. It gets pretty rough. I run a direct drive, so I mean, you feel every bit of that. I mean, it gets pretty tough. But this is, that's what I was just talking to John and Jacob about. For the most part, all them guys that was up in the top 5, top 8, I'd say, are pretty clean. So I wasn't real worried about nobody wrecking me. So as long as I didn't wreck myself, because this track's notorious. If you get into the damn wall, you can't get off of it. I mean, you destroy your car.
Well, you come home with the win here tonight. You become our first repeat winner of the series. It took 7 weeks to do so, but you're going to come home with a win here tonight at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. What's that mean to you to become the first repeat winner of this season? It just shows how stout the competition really is.
That's pretty awesome. I don't get on here nowhere near as much as I should probably to practice, so I mean, it's pretty tough. A lot of these guys are fast and doing nothing but getting faster. So I mean, they're pretty tough. And I actually hate this track. This is my least favorite track on iRacing. So it's usually locked down on the top all the way around. But actually, the way they got the lobby set up is actually working pretty good. So I've had a few off weeks. Lanier was terrible. So I think hopefully from here on out, next few weeks we can have some good runs.
Well, before we let you go here tonight, who makes it all possible for this car to get you in victory lane?
I just want to thank Jacob and Brandon. We get on here and as much as we can anyway in practice and kind of bounce ideas off each other. I think, Brandon had some bad luck again. He has the worst luck anybody I've seen in some of these leagues. But Jacob had an awesome run, so good job to him. I just want to thank them guys. And thank you for broadcasting and Blake for putting this league on.
Well, congratulations on the win here. We'll see you in 1 week's time when we head up to the Lernerville Speedway. And it's a pleasure talking with you once again. Hopefully, we'll get to talk to you next week.
Hope so, man.
Here you go. Tonight's feature event winner, car number 31, the driver out of White Oak, Texas, picking up his second career win of the season. Just like that, we're going to move into the number 2 spot here tonight. And that's driver has the hard charger of the race, up 11 spots. It's the driver of the number 51 of Jacob Lassiter, and Jacob just climbing out of the race car. We'll move him up here. So Jacob, we'll get you to come on over here to the right side of the race car here. The car looks pretty clean for being the hard charger of the race. How'd you get through the field? And you look like to be the only one that could really run that bottom.
I just early the bottom was really there, and I think a lot of guys was going to stick to the top, trying to keep the momentum up. And I was already starting in the back, so I thought I'll go down here and see if there's anything down here. And I went down into 1 and 2, and then when I got to 3 and 4, I got a really good run past a couple cars, and I thought, well, I may have something here. I hope nobody looks in their mirror and sees me.
But you put on a great show. We were watching you come up through here, and in the racing all over this racetrack here tonight at Charlotte. We Justin just spoke of it, where usually Charlotte sometimes gets locked down on the outside of the racetrack, but it seems like here tonight the track crew doing a great job once again, providing not only a multiple groove racetrack but a very racy multiple groove racetrack.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I think they did a great job, and they let it carry over tonight, and I was a little worried about the carryover, but because like you said, sometimes it does get top dominant, but it seems like after this tire update that you're able to get that bite down the bottom that you couldn't get before, and if you get the right gear and the right bite coming off, you can get a good run. So yeah, I think it was a good racetrack. I mean, it got really slick there at the end, and I think it was starting to go away if we didn't run anymore, but you definitely couldn't run the top in 3 and 4. I didn't see anybody up there, or if they were up there, I don't know how they were making it work. Seemed like the middle was working there, top was working in 1 and 2, bottom was working, if you could hit it just right. So yeah, it was a good racetrack.
Definitely a great racetrack. Talk about some of these battles that you had coming up through the field here. Just starting back in the 13th position, you had to make your way up through there. Just talk about how difficult it was, and just about how close quarters racing it really is out here with the All-Star Racing Series.
Oh, it's definitely tough, man. Like I said, I'm dripping sweat right now. It's how hard you have to work to get through this field. Man, Braswell, Darby, Holt, Marlowe. I mean, I can keep naming them. I mean, it's just anybody that you try to pass, you really got to work them over and hope they make a mistake. And not a lot of them out here make a lot of mistakes. Like you said, I got kind of fortunate to get on that bottom. Some guys was battling, got together. That's kind of how I got around here. And that's just kind of the way it worked out, man. I never coming in. I'd have been happy with the top 5, honestly, if I could have got there. But coming home second, I'm really happy with that. Feel fortunate to make it through there for sure.
Well, before we let you roll on out here, as we come back to live pictures, we want to thank and let you roll the red carpet out and let you thank those that make it all possible for you to race here on the Turn 3 Racing Network with the All-Star Racing Series.
I just first and foremost got to thank the team, Justin and Brandon, for helping on these setups. And man, we put in some time here and looked like it paid off there. And so I got to thank them, and hats off to Justin on the win. It was a good run for him, and happy to see him get the win. And I hate Brandon got caught up in some stuff there. I hate that for him. I think he could have been up here with us too. I got to thank Max Green on the side of the car. I got to thank Miller Media Design for the wrap. You guys for doing the broadcast, man. Love watching the replays. It's awesome. You do an awesome job. I got to thank Blake and all the guys that put the league on, give us a place to run. It's a headache, man, and we sure appreciate having a place to run. Then I got to thank the wife, man, for taking care of the little one. She's the one she's the real winner out of all of it, is her helping me, come in here and do this. So I couldn't do it without her.
Well, congratulations on second spot here tonight. We'll see you next week up at the very fast Lernerville Speedway. That's tonight's second place finisher, the driver of the number 51, Jacob Lassiter. And that will give us just one more driver to talk to. And this driver had his hands cut out for him. He'll have a -1 next to the column, but that doesn't account for the amount of cars that he passed tonight. And finishing in that number 3 spot is the 00 of John Darby. And John, it seems like every week here you keep getting quicker and quicker. He had a very good hot rod here tonight.
Yeah, man. Guys over at Hood Up Motorsports, we put in quite a bit of work this week trying to figure this track out for the slick, and we was all running pretty good there for a while, and just a couple of mishaps sent a couple of us to the back, but other than that, pretty good night overall.
Talk about the racing up there. We saw you battling it out with James Braswell, Jacob Lassiter, Justin Holt, all race long here tonight at this very, I call it a very difficult, fast short track. It's such, the corners are such sweeping corners here. It's so much momentum, but it's very hard to be fast at this racetrack. Just talk about how, from your driver's seat, how the track was and what else could you need out of this race car to maybe get up there and battle for the win.
And the racetrack was pretty awesome tonight. I mean, we had 3 grooves of racing. You had Lassiter on the bottom, you had Holt on the top, I was in the middle, Sage was running almost 3/4 of the way up. I mean, it was just racing all over the track. I couldn't ask for a better track surface. About the only thing I could have used tonight was probably a different gear. I geared it for the bottom, and I just never could get down there, so then I had too much for the top.
Well, you come home with a 3rd place finish here tonight, and it's going to be a good one. Headed into next week, we head to a very fast Lernerville Speedway, which, well, doesn't have any retaining walls on there, so we might see some cars go flying out. Maybe check out the used boat and bus tail that they have on the back stretch. Hopefully that doesn't include this 00, but what's the outlook for you headed into Lernerville, and do you like that racetrack?
It's not one of my favorite tracks. I kind of set my car up to run the middle and the bottom. That way I don't take a chance of running over the edge. But with it being 50 laps, I'm sure there'll be more people that are going to try that same plan. So I might have to go a little different route next week.
It'll definitely be interesting to see in 1 week's time. But before we let you go here tonight, who makes it all possible for this 00 to finish here on the podium?
Oh man, CFM Esports, Majula Say, Speed Shop, all the guys over at Hood Up Motorsports, and Beard FX Gaming, and then JDM Designs.
Well, congratulations on the 3rd place finish here tonight, John, and hopefully we'll be talking to you in 1 week's time, maybe a couple more sponsors. Maybe this 00 will park it in Victory Lane for the 2nd time this season.
Man, I hope so. Just got to give a shout out to Justin Holt and Lassiter, man. They put on a heck of a race and were super fast tonight.
That they were. That is your 3rd place finisher here tonight, the 00 of John Darby, and that will do it for the Autocraft Paint and Body Works post-race show here tonight, as we thank everybody for tuning on in. Let's go over your unofficial results here tonight. It'll be Justin Holt picking up the win, Jacob Lassiter in 2nd, John Darby, we just talked to him, rounding out your podium spot. James Braswell came into your points leader. He should retain that coming out of this one. We'll have to take and double check that, and we'll get you updated in 1 week's time. Sage Luther, after running up front, leading the first 12 laps of the race, will settle for a 5th place finish. John Vosky will come home in the number 6 position. Brandon Marlowe, Tyler Carter, Talon Norco, and Kyle Vandergriff rounding out your top 10. 11th will go to Blake Brown in car number 28. Sean Kostritza in car number 46 will finish 12th. Matt George, Larry Townsend, and James Ferguson rounding out your 15-car field event. Next week, the series will head to the Lernerville Speedway up in Sarver, Pennsylvania, and what will be a very challenging race. 50 laps on the docket. We hope you can join us next week as the All-Star Racing Series heads to Lernerville. Well, on behalf of everybody here at the Turn 3 Racing Network and on behalf of the All-Star Racing Show, my name is Upstate Ale. Glad to bring you all tonight's racing action on the Turn 3 Racing Networks. And until next week, we hope to see you keep the wheels down, and we will see you at the races.